My name is Gustavo Albero, and this is the Greatest Day Interviews. It all started with my childhood and my first home. We had marble floors. And I mean, I'm like, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I guess like a lot of people do, you just kind of slowly start seeing images within the marble. You know what I mean? So like there'd be a deer here or whatever. And I remember thinking it'd be neat to do an art form or type of art where you don't have to worry about what it is you want to say or what you want to do. You just kind of show what you found or what you see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was like before I ever started painting. I was pretty serious about acting when I was a teenager. I went when I was in college, and then right before I moved out to LA, this is around like 1998, 97. I was dating a girl who was an artist, and she had all the art supplies there at the place, at the ready. And then I slowly started kind of playing around with her paints and her canvases and this and that. And then this is in Rhode Island, and that's when I kind of accidentally discovered my style of painting with the clouds and everything. What I did was I made a painting of, say, like an abstract painting of a cloud, and I was like, this is great, and I was done with it. And then a couple days later, I just kind of slowly saw like a woman in a bathing suit within this cloud. So I had this moment of like, do I color this in? Because I might mess up the painting, but this might be cooler. So I colored in the girl in her bathing suit, and then that was it. Like that's where it really took off. And then all of a sudden, like I had this style that I just really enjoyed doing. And so that I would say I've been seriously painting since about 1999. That's when I moved out to LA. I moved out to LA to be an actor. But seriously, the second I got to LA, I lost all interest in acting. I don't know what happened, how it happened, but it just no longer was sincere to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just kind of fell in love with painting. And it really just took off from there. Sure. As I was saying earlier, like the word cloud, I really don't ever know what I'm gonna paint next, which is my favorite thing about my artwork. I'll take a blank canvas, and I just kind of free form, just create lines, make swirly lines, circular lines, straight lines. I just make some lines enough to cover the canvas in a sense, and that's it. That's step one. And then I just kind of hang out with it. Like it'll be in the room with me. Look at it this way, look at it that way, look at it that way. Then I'll bring it into Photoshop and play around with colors. And usually in each cloud I see a couple of different things. And then it's the one that I love most, or the one that appeals to me most, is the one that I'll bring to life or color in. So basically at that point I'm really just coloring in within the lines. And that's it. Get that done, move on to the next one. My favorite part about the whole thing is that period of time where I'm actually trying to see something, find something, in that moment when, oh my God, there it is. Then the rest is just kind of work that I have to kind of get out of the way to do the next one. And then that's it. I don't care who might be interested in a painting of a McDonald's drive-through, who might be interested in a graduation theme painting. Like, I don't worry about that because, oddly enough, there's always going to be someone out there that does want a painting of a McDonald's drive-through. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I sold this one. Thank God. I thought I was going to have this one forever. And then that's it, like, yeah, for me, it's fun. It's fun when I see that moment, especially for someone looking at a painting for the first time. And they're like, oh, this is really nice. I really like it. And I'll say, oh, so do you see the baseball player? And they'll be like, the baseball player? And then they look at it again, and then something kind of happens, and then they're like, oh my God, I see the baseball player. And I'm like, awesome. You know what I mean? And that for me is also a lot of fun, seeing someone else's reaction, seeing the painting also, so it's just all fun. I just do it for fun, really.
At what point do you really know what you're painting? Do you lock it in?
The moment that it's So the moment I saw it, then I'm like, is this really gonna work? Then I'll apply it on in Photoshop, and then I get to see what it's actually gonna look like.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, that's it. And then I'll just go from there onto the actual canvas. My tool. This is a ketchup bottle or a mustard bottle, and this is where I fill up with paint, and this is how I make my lines. I just kind of treat it like a, whatever, and that's how it happens. It's just really just what happens, and that's what I like most about it. Like I really, really, really don't know what's gonna happen here,
Right.
and that's what I enjoy most. Not having this, because I really wouldn't know what I would want to paint if I didn't. Like, what would I want to say? I have no idea. You know what I mean? So this takes a lot of pressure off and just brings me a lot of joy, really.
I'm so excited to see what that becomes.
Yeah, me too.
And how long does it take?
You know what? Sometimes it's happened where I'll see something almost as I'm done applying the lines, very, very rarely. Usually it takes about a month or so of playing around and looking at it. There have been some where it's actually taken like over a year, where I'll then just move on to another cloud so I don't just waste time focusing on one. And then sometimes it'll just be like I'm walking from one room to another, and out of the corner of my eye, I'll see it. Even though I've been staring at it for a year and nothing came, just by walking by a corner of my eye, I'll be like, oh my God, there it is. So once again, once I see what's going on, I just really kind of color within the lines, almost like a coloring book. Kind of create these rules for myself where, every other color, or I don't add any additional lines ever once the cloud is done. Like I call that kind of cheating if I add like another black line sort of. So I kind of keep these little rules for myself to, I don't know why. No one's going to reprimand me if I don't, but this is where they all kind of start out, and then I bring it inside. Once they're completed and they've been up in the house already for a little while, they just all get kind of moved over there. So I have like a storage room or a showroom downtown in the Arts District.
What do you call this style?
This is just 100% abstract, and I almost just kind of call them like a drop cloth series. No rules really apply whatsoever when I'm making these. But here there's a lot of rules.
Does the outcome ever surprise you?
Yeah, I guess sometimes. I mean, sometimes I'll really be really pleased with a painting, and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe how much I love this one, or how lucky I got. I say the word lucky a lot because, someone will say, oh, that's great, Gus. That female golfer is just great. I'm like, yeah, I got really lucky, because I really did get lucky. Like, once again, I had no intention of painting a female golfer. All the lines came out perfectly, and it was just there. It was just meant to be brought to life. So I do say I got lucky a lot, actually.
Do you paint every day?
I may not actually apply paint to canvas every day, but like that process of trying to find something, I consider still part of the art. You know what I mean? So even though I'm not physically painting, I still kind of consider it painting because I'm working on my next painting. So
does something guide you while you paint?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm always listening to music, for sure. So that helps, and I get to, do most of my new music listening while I'm painting. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, just the drive to get it done to do the next one, really.
So you're excited for the next one immediately?
I'm excited for the next one immediately. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, like the actual painting within the lines and the colors is, it's a little tedious for sure. It's a little messy. Could be a little messy, but I mean, I just, the thought or the thought of the next one is what drives me to finish that one that I'm working on. Sometimes I'll have multiple clouds, so it's not just one I'm looking at a time. Sometimes there'll be as many as 9 at a time, and that definitely helps expedite the process. But that's also just room depending. Like when I was painting in my loft downtown, I had all the room in the world, so I would just really like lay out 9 and do 9 at a time, and then I was just, effortlessly just banging them out because I would see something in this one, working on that, and I'd see another one. So before I even realized it, all 9 were done. It's a lot more pressure, a lot more work when it's just one at a time because all your energy is just focused on that one. So it almost kind of creates an additional pressure, kind of, you know what I mean? So I always like to have at least 2, 3 in the works.
Do you see yourself in your paintings?
Sure, sometimes. I mean, sure, of course. I mean, it's me. It's my artwork. Like I'll see like my cats a lot. I'll see me and my wife a lot, or so sure. I mean, it is personal, but then I also realize like not everyone's interested in a painting of me, so I don't always try to make it that it's me or self-portrait, you know what I mean? I'll make it a policeman or whatever, so just like somebody else might get, something out of it.
Do you have a favorite piece you've done?
I have a couple. The one you saw outside, the father and son, the penguins, that's definitely one of my top 5 favorite ones ever. I love them all. Honestly, I don't really go through the whole process if I don't love what's going to happen. But yeah, there's in the beginning, everyone was special and sacred and could never sell it, And then after you just have enough paintings and you've done enough, like, it's not that they're not as special, but you realize, like, well, you can't keep them all. You know what I mean? And then also, it's really nice knowing that someone really likes it so much that they want to put it in their house. You know what I mean? Like, they decided to take your painting and put it in their living room, and they show it off to everybody, and they love it. So that's actually pretty neat. And I remember the first painting I ever bought when I was playing around in Rhode Island. I had no intentions or idea that someone was going to want to buy it. And then this girlfriend of mine, a girlfriend of a friend of mine, came over and just said, "I'll give you $100 for it." And I was like, "Really?" Like $100 20 years ago in Rhode Island was like half my rent.
Right.
I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then she sold, she bought it, I sold it, and she loved it. And I'd go to their place and it was there, and she would tell everybody about it. And I don't know, I guess that kind of gave me some sort of confidence, or just, I don't know. I was like, wow, maybe I could actually do this. So then I guess I kind of started painting with the intention of, or the hope of, maybe somebody will buy this. So, but if they don't, it's all right.
Do you have a specific artist that is one of your inspirations?
Well, I mean, I have some favorites for sure, but when people ask me, like, what are my major influences?
Sure, that's what I meant.
I'll say for sure, there's a little bit of Jackson Pollock involved. There's a little bit of Monroe involved, because I think the colors, or the feeling of the colors, I get a lot from Monroe. And Norman Rockwell-ish, because of the innocence and the wholesomeness. But I mean, by no means does this look like a Norman Rockwell whatsoever. I don't really do anything that's, I don't know, violent or cool or hip or whatever, the current trend might be. So yeah, I kind of almost sometimes, people will say it's almost kind of like childish art. Not to insult me, but because like I'll see things that are kind of wholesome images. So those are probably the top 3, but I mean, I kind of get influenced almost anywhere I look. Could be online, could be when I go on vacation. Like, inspiration's everywhere. So I don't really try to ever copy someone's style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's me. I think my style is actually mine. I haven't really seen anyone ever. I've seen things similar, but I don't think anyone's doing this actually.
I haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nicole.